everybody. Today I have a project-based type of video for all of you, and this particular project that I am going to be showing you, and of course I already have completed it, is my custom-made CE Electronics portable elevator position floor indicator. That's right, this is a custom-made CE Electronics elevator position floor indicator, because the indicator itself is CE Electronics and the control board is also made by CE Electronics. So I'm going to do a quick overview of how I completed the project. So you'll see on screen is the box or the lid of this junction box that I used. What I had to do in order for me to show the whole floor indicator, which is right here, you can barely see it since my room is kind of dark right now. So as you can see, I had to use a grinder-based type of tool in order for me to cut out all of this plastic in order for it to show the indicator. And I don't know if you can see it, there's this reflection. That is because I also put a little lamination sheet behind the indicator, so just in case if I scratched it by accident, it wouldn't scratch the displays, which I think would be nice. So, and what you'll also see on screen is all of the parts that I have used for this project. So on the left side is the buttons, and I'll show you that shortly. And on the top side is the handle, which I can take it places and all that. And on the right side is the power switch. And of course on the back is the battery pack. But however, my battery pack needs to charge up a little bit. So I'm actually currently using a USB extension cord for it to work. So yeah, and if you also saw in another photo of mine, which you can see on screen now, is the fact that since this runs off of 120 volts AC, the control board, I had to use a couple of inverters that converts, different voltages into higher voltages and all that. I had to use a 5 volt to 12 volt inverter for like a car socket, and then I had to use that, and then I got a 12 volt to 120 volt house inverter socket, which I used on my elevator PCB control board. And that is how I got this thing to work. So I'm going to go ahead and show you an overview and test of this indicator. So here is the left side. As you can see right now, these are all of the buttons that I installed right here. 8 of them, however, are momentary push buttons. And then these 2 right here are latching push buttons. Basically, latching push buttons, once you push it, it stays on, and then push it again, it turns off. Like you see those on older computer drives. So I also labeled them as well, which you can kind of see. So you see right there, that's for the up arrow, and then this is for the down arrow. These 2 buttons had to be soldered together. The rest were all screw terminals. Here are all the floors and this particular control board that I have has 14 floors already programmed on it, but I can only serve 8 out of the 14, which kind of stinks. So I can only serve floors B through 7, but that isn't going to do much harm for me since, 8 floors is plenty for me. So, yep, as you can see right here, those are all of the buttons. And here on the top is nothing very special other than, of course, a handle for me to carry it around. And it's a European type of handle. Usually these are used for, let me just say that they're used mainly for cabinet doors and all of that on more modern homes. But I decided to, why not use it on this? And then, on the far right side, I don't know if you can see that under some light, but that right there is the power switch, and that is to turn on the PCB and of course to the indicator itself. So those are all of the parts as well. Here's the back. Currently what's hooked up is just a USB extension cord right now, but once my battery pack fully charges and all of that, it's going to be mounted on the back of the box. via this Velcro tape right here, and then this will basically get turned on from this little USB cord. So anyways, I guess it's time to do a test right now, and I'll show you all the floors that this particular thing that I built can serve. So without further ado, well, how the heck do I turn it on? Oh, that's very simple. I just flick on the power switch, just like this, and it's going to do a quick little initialization, and then it's going to go into this mode called ZZ, meaning no input, and then I can mess around with this indicator as much as I want. So, I might as well switch it on the power now. So, here we go. So there's the OK symbol, and you just saw there it had a 2V and then a ZZ, meaning that there is data, but there is no input right now. So that's what this ZZ means, meaning that, to me, is sleeping, which, you know, that's kind of in cartoons and all of that. But how the heck do I, you know, make everything work? And that is what these buttons are for. So if I want to, of course, select a floor, and say if I want it to go to the basement, if I hit the basement button right here, and see, now it shows up as B for basement. And say if I want it to go to the lobby, I would of course have to hit this first, or maybe not, and then the up arrow turns on. And since this is a latching push button, it stays on until I push it again. And then of course I select my floor, which of course is lobby, and then it shows up as L for lobby. And then since the elevator has arrived at the floor, the arrow goes out. And of course, if we want to go back down to the basement again, hit the down arrow, same thing for the down arrow latching push button right here. Very cool. There's a close-up view of it. So the down arrow is on, so now I just hit the B button, and then it'll switch to floor B for basement. And then of course I hit the latching push button again to turn off the arrow. So I'm actually going to go ahead and show you all of the floors that this custom fixture that I made can serve. So of course we have floor number 1, which is of course basement. So here's the lobby. I just showed you that during that little elevator simulation. This I'm also going to use for elevators that don't have a floor indicator, or if a modern elevator has a burnt out floor indicator or something like that. So there's the lobby, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, 6, and of course 7. And that's the highest it can go for this particular unit. And I actually found out the fact that I had to use all 8 wire terminals in order for all of these floors to be displayed. But if anybody knows how to actually make it serve all of the floors in a more type of binary code combination, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll do a little bit more research about that to see what I can do. So anyways, I'm going to show you the arrows again just for the heck of it. So here's the up arrow, and it'll stay on for however long whenever this button is in place. So there it goes. Now the down arrow. And it looks really weird with both arrow buttons being pushed in. It looks really weird, but kind of cool if you ask me. So I'm going to go ahead and turn both of the arrow displays off. And now I might as well just send this back down to the lobby. And what's really cool is that no Arduino was used during this project. Only push buttons, which is really cool. So, yeah, this video is also dedicated to this user called STL Elevators. He inspired me to do this type of project. So I just wanted to say, yeah. So STL Elevators, if you're watching this video, then this video is for you because you literally inspired me to do this. So, Yeah, I believe that is everything. So in case if I wanted to switch off the power, I just flick the switch to off. And then if I want to turn it back on again, it goes back into initialization. It goes back into the initialization mode, and then it just starts up like a computer. But yeah, that's pretty much what this little project has to offer. And what's really cool, you can actually hold it in your hand and, of course, take it places. And it's best to actually keep it off during this type of time, because if I used the battery, it would just drain it all the way down. So, but I'm using a USB extension cord just for the production of this video. So, yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this little C Electronics elevator position floor indicator project that I decided to make. And let me just say that this took over 6 hours. So, yeah, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below, and don't hesitate to subscribe. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.